If you're great at what you do, but people still do not get why this is why. You don't have a talent problem. You've got a language problem. And until you fix that, all your hard work, all your experience, and all the things you have done are going to keep sounding like everyone else's. I know that's hard to hear, but it's true. And I want to say this to you, not to a crowd, but to you. The person who knows you're good at what you do, the person who has worked hard, the person who has real experience, the person who has helped real people, the person who is not faking it, the person who is not lazy, the person who's not new, the person who knows there's something real here, but still cannot explain why someone should pick you. That's who I'm talking to today, because I think that's one of the most frustrating feelings in the world. To know you're good, to know you care, to know you can help, and still sound flat when it's time to talk about yourself. That hurts. Because then you start wondering, maybe I'm not as good as I think. Maybe I do not stand out. Maybe I'm just like everyone else. Maybe I need more content. Maybe I need a better website. Maybe I need more followers. Maybe I need more confidence. Maybe, but probably not. You probably do not need more proof. You probably need better words. And that's different. And that difference matters because most people do not lose because they're bad. They lose because they sound the same. And that is what nobody tells you. And you can be amazing at what you do and still sound boring when you talk about it. Not because your life is boring. Not because your work is boring, because your words are really safe. They're broad. They're normal. They sound like a resume, and a resume does not make people feel anything because a resume gives facts. A resume does not create trust. It does not create memory. It does not create someone to say, oh, now I get it. Now I get why you. And that's the real goal. Not to sound impressive, but to sound clear, to sound true to who you are, to sound like someone I can remember. That matters more than people think. And I know because I lived it. For more than 20 years, I worked in television. My job was to help make other people impossible to ignore. That was the job. Find the hook, find the thing that makes someone stop, find the thing that people will talk about later, find the thing that makes a person, a show, or an idea feel different. That is what I did for a very long time. Then I left the day-to-day of that world. And when it was my turn to explain what made me different, boy, did I struggle. That was really humbling because I had built this whole life, a whole career, a whole set of skills, a whole body of experience, and still did not have a clean, strong language for what was actually mine. That's a weird place to be. And if you're here right now, I want you to hear me. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not untalented. You are just untranslated. That's the word, untranslated. You have lived it. You've just not turned it into a language yet. That is what makes this so frustrating because your real life has texture. Your real life has stories. Your real life has wins and scars and lessons and instincts and weird things only you know how to do. But when you talk about yourself, all of that disappears and turns into this. I help people do this. I have been doing this for 15 years. I care deeply about that. I am passionate about helping. Fine. But so is everybody else. And that's the problem. And I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm saying this because I want to help you. Because if you keep using the same safe words everybody else uses, people are going to keep putting you in the same mental bucket as everybody else. That is not where you belong. You are not generic, but your language might be. And that's the gap. That is why people still do not get why you. Not because there's nothing there, because you're still hiding it under broad words. And broad words, they're expensive. They cost you trust. They cost you attention. They cost you connection. They cost you business. They cost you the chance to be remembered. That's why this matters so much. This is not about sounding cute online. This is about whether the right person can feel you fast. Because if the right person cannot feel you fast, they just move on. That's how this works now. Attention is fast, trust is fast, decision-making is fast, And if your words still sound like a LinkedIn profile from 2017, people are gone before the real you ever shows up. That's painful, especially when I know you have more in you than that. And that's why I push you so hard, because I do not think you need to become somebody else. I think you need to finally say what has been true about you for a long time. That's different. You don't need a fake brand. You don't need a louder personality. You don't need to act like an influencer. You need words for what is already real, what's already there. Words for how you think, words for how you help, words for why people trust you. Words for the thing that makes someone say, that is my person. That is why me saying you have a language problem is actually good news, because language can be fixed. Clarity can be found. Truth can be named. You're not trying to invent something fake. You're trying to uncover something real. And that's what I do. That's the work. I help people find the words for the thing their life has been building all along. Not a slogan, not a gimmick, not some loud internet nonsense, but the real thing, the thing that makes people choose you, the thing that makes people trust you, the thing that makes your message stop sounding broad, the thing that finally gives your work a shape people can feel. Because once that happens, everything changes. Your content gets easier, your bio gets easier, your intro gets easier, your sales conversations get easier. And not because you got more talented overnight, because now your words can carry the truth. And that's a big deal. If you're the person I'm talking to right now, I know what you want. You want someone to finally understand what makes you different. You want to stop sounding vague. You want to stop freezing when someone says, so what makes you different? You want language that feels like you. Not fake, not corporate, not fluffy. You. And that's why I built findyouronly.app, because I wanted a simple place for you to start. Not after 6 months, not after a giant course, but right now. Findyouronly.app, 8 questions, it's free. Takes you about 8 minutes or so. And here's what it helps you do. It helps you figure out what actually makes people choose you. Then it helps you turn that into words your dream client can feel, and can feel fast. And that matters, because if people still do not get why you, the answer is not work harder. The answer is get clear, and that's what this is built for. So if you're tired of sounding like everybody else, if you're tired of knowing you're good but not knowing how to say why, if you're tired of feeling invisible even though you have real value, go to findyouronly.app. Not tomorrow. Do it now. Findyouronly.app, 8 questions in under 8 minutes, and it's free. Because the person you want to help cannot choose you if they cannot feel you. And the moment they finally can, everything starts to move. And if this hits home, tell me in the comments, what is harder for you right now? Being good at what you do, or putting it into words? Being good at what you do, or putting it into words? Go to findyouronly.app. It's 8 questions, under 8 minutes, and it's free. Be the only. Be the $2 bill.